Ms. McDaniel, how are you? Good.
Does anybody need a form for?
Yes. Thank you.
That is hostage video.
I mean,
Blink twice if you're okay. Yeah.
Ooh, that's loud.
oh yeah, his face looked just like
Sure.
it was great. And then he did at least
funny.
say like, that's about the best you're gonna get.
It's really funny.
So the girls were.
These are going to be paid for, right? Till the next meeting? I'm just making sure.
Well,
'cause it was-
yes, for whenever those will be tabled for the next meeting. Just
Yeah. The
recognition. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm putting notes on mine.
Yeah, we didn't go back and change the agenda.
Okay,
just 'cause-
I just want to make sure, because I'm like, we're doing.
We're not.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep.
While I'm on the floor, I just thought I figured you were already on that, but
Yep.
after I'm literally crawling around.
Find some like pre-made kind of ones on wheels that they're kind of all set up that I think would be super cost effective, but even those had.
We're not on the floor crawling, so while I was crawling, I came to the top of mine. I know, I said, while I'm crawling on the
Wasn't it
floor.
before though? It was up there,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it was. 1000%.
Just making sure.
It's like I've heard enough about.
I have a question about this.
Glad I didn't
I'll
know.
ask you, maybe you know this. Is this all work-based learning, or is that like they leave to go to work? Because these are like, because I know there's like work-based learning STEM or work-based learning whatever that are on campus. Is that like inclusive of?
Did y'all get a
all of those,
form?
Or is that like?
Okay.
I think that's one category. These are all other categories.
Y'all
These are
really
work
wanted to
based
get
learning?
out tonight. I'm impressed.
Is that what these are?
You'll need that.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Wow. Coming into work.
That's the biggest crowd we've ever had that's not.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like that's really good.
Where someone's not being honored.
I know it.
Just like stir crazy.
funny.
Like me
Yeah.
going to the gym today.
There is,
I don't think I've ever been so excited to go to a gym.
well, because we also had crew, and then with the diagnosis of crew. But Sarah couldn't get out of her driveway, so. And then we took Miss DeLeon grocery shopping. Yeah. Yeah, we live down the street, so we all have, like, her driveway is down into her house. Ours is up into our house. If we didn't have four-wheel drive, we couldn't get out of our house.
So I shoved so much.
I did that the other day. I had a pickaxe and the hoe and he had the shovels. And then today I got it on and tried to clear what's like an
It
ice
doesn't
man.
show a lot, but I mean, this from here to here is about 8.
Yeah.
Project work to do stuff like that, even if it's on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Because like we're going to try to. Yeah, to go, we're doing a partnership thing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But I think it's cool that you can try to bring some of that.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it'll probably be like.
When will you be?
I don't know what that looks like.
Okay.
But I mean,
Yeah.
okay,
Let's try it.
if there might be some interest. then
I think there will be.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. All right, at 5:45, I will call the meeting to order. If everyone would stand for the moment of silence and the pledge. If you'd face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Recorder, if you call the roll.
Chair Laura Harrison,
Present.
Vice Chair Jeremy Burnett,
Here.
Michelle Childs,
Here.
Keith Acton,
Present.
Deborah Thomas.
Present.
I would like to welcome everyone to our February board meeting. Dr. Horrell, will you lead us through our agenda?
I sure will. The first item on the agenda is the opportunity for public comment.
Would anyone from the public like to speak? Hearing none, next item.
All right, next is the superintendent's report. I want to note we did have some recognitions on the agenda, but we decided to postpone those recognitions most likely until the March meeting so we can recognize our Teachers of the Year and our Supervisor of the Year, so we'll invite them back. We weren't quite sure what the roads would be like at this point, wanted to give them plenty of notice. A few things just to report. I think the big news for everybody, obviously, is that we've been out of school now for 6 days, and I'm impressed that we have a group of students here, presumably to get their reports filled out for their honors diplomas. They probably woke up 2 hours ago, would be my guess, and ready to do the same kind of schedule again tonight because they're on this completely different schedule. But no, in all seriousness, great to have you guys here and everybody that is here. But I do want to acknowledge, just because I think it's important for folks to know, even though the schools have shut down, we have had a lot of people that continued to work hard over the course of the 6 days, specifically our maintenance department has been out every single day just to do everything that they could do. I think we all know this was a challenging ice situation. Certainly couldn't do as much as we'd like to do, but they did before the storm came, prep entrances and exits and walkways. They have been up at the schools in the district office breaking up ice in those areas and just trying to make sure that things are as good as they can be. All that being said, though, if you go to the schools, the parking lots are still not, in a suitable situation to walk to and from school, even from your car. Once you get up to the building, you could walk along the sidewalks, but you can't maybe get there safely. And certainly a lot of the roads and things and the bus routes are not where they need to be. So we're out again tomorrow, and we're hoping that this is a nice cleansing rain that washes everything into the gutters. But we'll certainly keep an eye on that with the warm temperatures as well. But besides that, besides the maintenance folks, obviously in a school system, you've got to continue to have payroll. You've got to continue to pay the bills. We have continued to have things like special education eligibility meetings. Some of those have been handled remotely, and a number of cases teachers jumped on those meetings. So the business of the school system continued. We've been continuing to meet in the district office, largely remotely, but just so everybody knows, it's got to keep up. And I know we're not the only business that has to do that, but I don't want people to mistake and think that it's just everybody that sits around all day for every day that we're out, because that's not been the case, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that has worked so hard to do that. So I also want to say thank you to the City of Lakeland, particularly the Public Works Department. They have worked with our maintenance crew and with me to do what they could and give some special priority to the roads in and around the schools, our parking lots. They came through and scraped again and did what they could to prepare things as well as they could. One thing that the weather has impacted, that this will be news to the board because this was just recently decided, it is about time to put out interim report cards, that kind of mid period, and those are going to go out as usual for whatever grades and things that are in there. It is just a snapshot. However, with kindergarten, because the teachers have to see the kindergartners to kind of do the kindergarten report card, which is a skills-based different report card, things like can you count to 100 and can you maybe tie your shoes and do these different things. They need to be able to evaluate the students in person. So we're anticipating a delay with the kindergarten interim reports, just to make everybody aware of that, but everything else should go out on schedule, and then we'll get caught up. The other big thing that's going to start happening soon is registration. In February, believe it or not, we'll start doing basically pre-registration for next year, trying to get an idea of the numbers. I know everybody's aware of this logically, but this will be next year in terms of our numbers and in terms of the budget that's generated by those numbers and the budget that's necessary to support those numbers. This will be the first year that 2 years in a row we've got the same number of grade bands in some time because we've been adding grade levels. So we are certainly keeping an eye on that. We've benefited from having increases in the student numbers from between 160 and 200, for the last several years. So we'll kind of start settling into what a maintenance budget looks like. Again, I know the board's aware of that, and just kind of keeping an eye on what does a long-term school system budget look like. But we're working with our demographer to get some ideas on that, and certainly that registration part is very key to that. So lots of exciting things going on. We just want to get everybody back in school. That may not be a unanimous consensus here, but that's what we want. We want to get everybody back in school. So that concludes my report.
Are there any questions for the superintendent? Hearing none, I will say a big thank you to Jeremy Burnett, because without him, we would not have quorum tonight.
I was gonna say,
Because he went and actually picked up some of our board members with the condition of the roads to be able to make sure we had quorum to be here tonight. So a special thank you to Mr. Burnett for doing that and making sure we could have our meeting tonight.
Like Chick-fil-A, it was my pleasure.
very much.
All right, Dr. Horrell, next item.
He's going to hit all the bus routes if the buses aren't there, too. It may take a while, but yeah. No, thank you for that. The next item on the agenda is the monthly financial summary. It is posted. Mr. Gately Sweat is not here, but I did consult with him, and there was not anything unusual to report for that December 2025, but it is posted for anybody to review that would like to. And
Any discussion on that or any questions? Hearing none, next item.
the next item is the legislative liaison update. Might be able to predict this one with the weather.
Ms.
We'll see.
Childs. All right, so this year Tennessee turns 230 years old, and we will have a new governor elected. We will have most of the General Assembly will be elected because they are up on the ballot, I should say. So besides the governor, 99 of the House will all be on the ballot, and half of the Senate's 33 members. So there is a desire that the session not go too long because they cannot start doing their politicking until they have finished. So because of that, this year they passed, they have a new rule where the House a member of the House can only sponsor 10 bills, and that has not happened before. And so apparently some of them already have signs on the door saying that their bill limit is full, don't knock, don't ask about another bill. So that's part of it, to try to get them out quicker. If you are the chair of a particular committee, you do have the ability to do a little bit more, and this does not count bills they sponsored in the last session because it's like this is part 2 of the same session. They have been on hold for a week due to the snowstorm. Unfortunately, Nashville was really hit hard with the freezing rain, and a lot of people still do not have electricity, but they did start back today. And in about 7 minutes, the Governor Lee's final state of the state will start happening. So at that point, we'll be able to see what his budget priorities are. And I did also want to mention, because we did sponsor several resolutions through Tennessee School Board Association. So I do want to mention an update that we had a bill, a resolution that went through TSBA, and they got bill sponsors for, let me say this right. So with teachers who work for our district, they're eligible, like children, or whoever is their eligible people, I think it's primarily children, they can get 25% off of public college in Tennessee. And so we asked that it not just be teachers, but all full-time staff. And so that bill is HB 1056 SB 989, and it has a fiscal note of $45 million.
Any questions for Ms. Childs? Hearing none, thank you, Ms. Childs. Next item.
Next item is the approval of the agenda.
Is there a motion to get this item on the floor?
So moved.
We have a motion, I'll make the second. Is there any discussion on the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The agenda is approved. Next item.
Next item is the consent agenda. It has 2 items.
I'll make a motion to get this item on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there anything anybody would like to remove from the consent agenda? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next item.
Next, we will move into our discussion action section section of the agenda, and I want to introduce our Director of CTE and Special Projects, Chad Uhiren. And Mr. Uhiren has prepared a presentation on, just to give the board and the public an update on our CTE and work-based learning programs. And I want to invite Mr. Uhiren up and to the podium. And Mr. Uhiren, before you start, if you could just give everybody just an idea of your background and your experience as you came into this position, and then we'll let you take it from there.
Sure. Let me get this adjusted here.
Yeah, take your time.
Welcome. Thank you for being here on
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime I get a chance to talk about the fabulous things that are happening in our CTE program at Lakeland Prep, I jump on it. I'll highlight some of that here in a second, but first off, good evening, and thank you all for allowing me to be here tonight and speak to you all. A little about my background, and I'll try to be relatively quick with this. So I actually did not start off in college to be an educator or to work in education. I got my all of my degrees, undergrad, master's in criminology and criminal justice, with the goal of hopefully going federal law enforcement. And life happened. I met my wife, and she is an educator over at Arlington. And, she was already well established in her career, and with the federal government, they move you around a lot. So, decided to just stay here. Ended up doing Memphis Police for a little over 3 years, and for various reasons, stripping away the benefits and things like that. I'm sure you all remember that from the news. There was a teaching position that came open for criminal justice at Houston High School, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know they taught this in high school. And so I applied for it, never really thought I'd get it, and they hired me. And I had an outstanding program there. I was there 11 years. A couple of years ago, decided to go back to school and get my EDS in educational leadership. And then fortunate enough that this opportunity came available at Lakeland, and jumped on it, and was fortunate enough to be hired. So thank you. Yeah, I got some under here too. So anyway, that's a little about me, my background. I don't know, does that suffice?
Perfect.
It's perfect.
Yep.
I got other things I do. I'm an adjunct instructor at Memphis.
That's exactly perfect.
I do security work at Bellevue. I do a lot of different things. But anyway, I'm super happy to be here. And once again, thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to speak to you tonight. So in particular, what we're going to focus on is our work-based learning / school-based enterprise overview. This is our first year of having this. And so I just kind of wanted to, I believe you've already seen the numbers from the CLNA that I produced as part of our Perkins requirement that we have to do every 2 years. But I wanted to go a little more in depth as far as what we're doing, what our students are doing, and go over that. Certainly if you have any questions, please feel free to stop me at any time. All right? Okay. So just to kind of start off, I want to make sure we all understand the terminology. Y'all know that in education we love acronyms and all these different things. And so I just wanted to first clarify what it is that we're talking about. So I'm sure everybody's heard about work-based learning. Essentially, it's broad, overarching framework for applying classroom skills in real work settings. So it gives our students the opportunity to take what they've learned in their classes, not just their CTE courses, but their other courses as well, and apply those into a real world job situation, what have you, okay? It says here the preference, and this is really for our CTE students, but the preference is that whatever job they have is tied to their program of study. So for example, if you have one of Ms. Elser's kids that are in entrepreneurship, well, ideally you would like them to work in some form of entrepreneurship, whether it's working at a business or managing, some sort of aspect of business. I always, at Houston, it was always a struggle for my area in criminal justice because there's not really that many opportunities for criminal justice students. I mean, you could go intern for like a law, office, but you can't go be a cop or go to the jails or anything like that just due to those requirements and liability and things of that nature. But it doesn't have to be in their program of study. That's just what we prefer. So even if they go work at Chick-fil-A, look, there's still a lot of great things that they're learning at these jobs. Soft skills, how to manage, how to talk to people, how to work together, collaboration, just a lot of good things that they're getting out of this. But think of work-based learning as kind of the big umbrella, and then everything else that I'm going to speak on just kind of falls under that, all right? Then we have our school-based enterprise, a specific type within work-based learning. Once again, just think of it under that umbrella, acting as a student-run business that generates revenue, offers hands-on management and entrepreneurial experiences that operates on our campus. So we have several programs that qualify as an SBE, and I'll highlight those here in just a second as we go through this. And then I'll put career practicum, and really the only reason I listed that is because if you actually look at our course catalog, those fourth level classes, that's how they're labeled, okay? So again, I'll kind of highlight this as we go, but that's that fourth level capstone course that provides the structured WBL experiences within the classroom. And again, these are mostly going to be the school-based enterprises that we'll touch on. Okay, so here's kind of a snapshot of our enrollment. Again, this is really the first year that we've rolled this out, and it's really impressive. I mean, if you think, I don't know the exact number of how many seniors we have, 160 give or take. Yeah. 78 students, I mean, you're talking approximately 50% are participating in work-based learning. Right now, we only allow seniors. Moving forward, we may look at adding juniors as well. We'll just have to have that discussion with school admin, Ms. Biddick, and those folks. But as of right now, you can see we have 36 students that are enrolled just in the general work-based learning. Okay, that's a G-coded course, so that's not, it doesn't get credit as a CTE course. This is what we call G-coded, but that's just general work-based learning. So they work at Sonic, or they work at Chick-fil-A, or they work at, Zaxby's, or whatever. We have 36 students that do that. Then we move into our career practicums. There's those classes, audiovisual production, career practicum, 5 students in that. BioSTEM/STEM, I just kind of grouped them together. Career practicum, we have 10 students. Our largest is actually our entrepreneurship career practicum with 16, and then our medical therapeutics career practicum at 11. So if you add all those up, you have 78 students total that are participating in some form of work-based learning. All right? So what I tried to do here is for our general work-based learning students, these are those 36 that I just mentioned. This is just a snapshot. I got Ms. Biddick to share the spreadsheet with me, so I appreciate her doing that. But here's a snapshot of kind of where they're working as far as these are the businesses that employ multiple LPS students. All right. Surprise, surprise, look what's number one. Chick-fil-A. We love Chick-fil-A. But then we have 5 students there. We have 3 at Owner's Box. We have 2 at Colonial Country Club, Kroger, Sonic, Stonebridge, and Villa Castriani. Then we have some others as well, 901 Gem Stars. I could go down the whole list here. There's a bunch of different places. Soap Factory, Taco Bell, The Life Church, Wayback Burgers, Zaxby's, et cetera, et cetera. All right? And that's for our general work-based learning. All right, now I'm going to highlight a little bit of our career practicums. And again, these are those 4th level courses. This is what we would consider one of our school-based enterprises. So these are Mr. Luno's students, and you can see some of the things they've done thus far this year. I just had Mr. Luno just share with me, just a snapshot of all the great things that they're doing. I try to make it over there, as much as I can, but obviously I can't be there every day to see what they're doing in the classroom, but I know they're doing outstanding work. Just a quick side story here. right before this weather hit, the Friday, I guess that was the 23rd of January, we had our TSA competition, local competition. And I was over at LPS all day helping judge those competitions. And I got the opportunity to see some of the great work that our AV students, along with our STEM, bio-STEM students are doing. And it's just amazing. I mean, with the AV students, I judged photography, where they go in and do these different shots and add effects and everything. It was tremendous. And then they also did like a short clip video comedy type thing. And really neat to see them, put what they've learned into practice. But these are just some of the highlights. You can kind of read those for yourself. I don't want to read all of those. They've done a lot of work with the Jumbotron since we've added that. They've done some stuff for the city of Lakeland. They've done some things for me, pictures and interviews and things like that. They also have the LPS Safari, which is their little YouTube channel. If you've never checked that out, I would invite you to go look at that. It's really good. They do all kinds of different interviews and short clips and things like that are all produced by our students. And it's outstanding to see the work that they're doing. They've also helped out with the Lakeland Arts Festival, editing for them. And so they've raised approximately $1,000, according to Mr. Luno. So there you go. There's that kind of the whole business aspect of bringing in money, doing projects, working together, all those tremendous things. Then we have Mr. Sweeney's students, BioSTEM. Oh, I did want to mention, let me backtrack real quick. I got to make sure I give a shout out here. Mr. Burnett, I believe, if I'm right, that's your daughter in that bottom picture.
Recognize one of
Okay,
those
I
young
just
ladies.
wanted to give a shout. I'm still learning everybody's, names and kids and everything, but I wanted to make sure I gave a special shout out. So I think I also have another one coming up here in a second. So
I'll say you better get them all now.
yep, I know.
You've done it now.
Okay, so here's some of our BioSTEM / STEM career practicum. These are our engineering highlights that they're doing. They've done a lot of different things as well. As you can see, everything from designing a drone obstacle course for Make-A-Wish. They created a photo prop for Student Council Senior Sunrise. I'll show you some pictures of this stuff here in just a second. A coloring book page, extra large, for the International Family Night that was a huge success. The Garden Club, TSA projects, and you see some of the things that they're currently working on as well. And then we have two of our students. I wanted to give them a special shout out, Kareem Balkis and Bryce Thomas, which is, I believe, Miss Thomas's son, who are interning with the Renaissance Group, which is an architecture firm. I'm sure you all know those folks. And so we're extremely proud of them and that opportunity. That's a tremendous opportunity for them. By the way, I know Kareem, I got to see him. He competed in the CAD design, where they design stuff on the computer. Don't get me lying on that stuff. But anyway, it was very impressive to see what he did and just his talent that he has. And then we have the other side of Mr. Sweeney's career practicum, which is the soil lab. They're doing some good stuff as well. Looks like they're really going to try to get cranked up this spring with some cool things. They created a standard operating procedure, SOPs, for 15 macro and micronutrients based with the University of Florida's guidance. So that's outstanding stuff there. They're actually working with a post-secondary partner there. They created a template for sharing technical information with the general public, and they're currently working through commercial soil samples, and they hope to offer soil testing to the public this spring. So once again, you see the kind of the school-based side of it, school-based enterprise, providing a service, collecting hopefully some sort of fee for their services and adding to that. All right. So here is some of the cool things that they've done. It's always good to kind of, look at some of the highlights that they've done. Let's see, the first picture here is Miss Elser and Mr. Sweeney with the Senior Sunrise photo prop that they made. This was all made by hand, and our seniors at their Senior Sunrise used it to take pictures with. So I thought that was really cool. The next picture is students constructing LPS letters. I believe they have these put up in the main office area now if you go to Lakeland Prep. Picture 3 is some young children that are coloring on the large coloring book page that I mentioned for the International Family Night, which was a huge success. And then picture 4 is a drone obstacle course that they created for Make-A-Wish. So just great stuff. And like I said, this is just kind of tip of the iceberg. I mean, that's one thing I can say about my CTE teachers is they are really heavy on the hands-on learning. You know, anytime you stop by their rooms, they're always working on something. You know, the kids are out there, you know, with hands-on, learning how to do stuff, not just sitting and getting like you would in other classes. And that's how we like it. All right. Next, we have our entrepreneurship career practicum. This really embodies the SBE, you know, school-based enterprise, because really it's set up for that, right? I mean, it's entrepreneurship. They're making goods, they're selling them, that sort of thing. And then I'm not even going to begin to read all that. You can see all the things that Ms. Elser's students, these 16 students that are enrolled in this course, have done. And let me tell you, I mean, you all I'm sure know this, but the quality of the shirts that her kids put out and the earrings and the necklace or jewelry, I mean, it's top notch. I mean, I told her one time, I said, this looks like stuff you buy at Academy or Dick's. I mean, you know, it's outstanding. Quality and everything else. I always give her a hard time because she don't ever have any double X's for me. But I guess there's not a lot of high school students that are my size, but that's okay. But anyway, they just do just a lot of great things. They design shirts for all types of sports programs, school programs, you know, you name it. They're doing it. They've also donated 20 shirts to the Roar Corps. They've set up booths at the Lakeland Arts Festival. Just thing after thing after thing, which is just tremendous. And they've raised approximately $4,000 for their DECA program, which comes in handy and is very useful for when they compete and things like that. Here's some of the designs that they've made. Ms. Elser sent me this. And again, this is just a real quick snapshot. They've got all kinds of things, designs that they've done. The first is the EL t-shirts that her students made, English Language Learner shirt design. The second one is the middle school theater show. I guess they were doing Wizard of Oz, right? Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Then we have Lakeland Prep Baseball. They designed some of their stuff. And then not too long ago, they had the pajama pants sale, which was a really big hit. I actually thought about ordering myself some, but ended up passing on it. But you can just see the quality and the, you know, just the attention to detail and all the great things that they're doing with that. Students, I did want to mention that students handle everything with this, including the design, advertisement, customer communication, order forms, order fulfillment, pressing the apparel, actually putting the heat press down on the shirts, delivering, and invoicing. So once again, you're seeing our students that are really getting that school-based enterprise, right? So just tremendous stuff there. All right. And then, oh, did I go? No, I went right. It's kind of hard to do it off two screens here. I know everybody kind of struggles with that. And then lastly, we have our medical therapeutics career practicum. So we have 11 students, as I mentioned earlier, that are enrolled in our course. What we're super excited about this year is the CCMA, the Certified Clinical Medical Assistant exam that we're going to give in April. I think Mr. Burnett got to sit in on my presentation the other night at prep night. I filled in. Since we have had a change in our teacher at semester, I went ahead and filled in to kind of fill the gap there until our new teacher gets going. But it was a huge success, had a great crowd, and had the opportunity to showcase one of our outstanding students. If you've not met Miss Amnique, she is super, super impressive. She's been in the program for 4 years, and as you can see here, she's already been accepted into UTK's College of Nursing. That's unreal. And I think, Mr. Burnett, you mentioned how, what was it, 6%, 9%?
Varies year to year, but it is typically single-digit admissions. This past year was, I think, 6.5% admission rate.
Right.
In direct admission.
Yeah, which is just outstanding. I mean, the fact that you have a student that's not even graduated high school yet, and she's already been accepted into the nursing program.
Is the number around, it's around 90 per year or something? Is that, it's a really low number. I would.
Right.
They have a
like-
brand new building, so I think they've gone through a review to increase capacity, but I can't remember what it is.
Yeah,
now.
it's a really low number out of everybody that applies.
So we're super proud of her. She's just tremendous. If you ever get the chance to talk to her, she's outstanding. But they're currently working through their CCMA online learning platform, which has been good, especially given the fact that we've had a teacher change middle part of the year here. I mentioned they'll take their CCMA exam this spring. HOSA memberships, we have 90 members in HOSA, which is their CTSO, Career Technical Student Organization. I mean, one of the biggest ones we have. We have 8 students that have qualified for HOSA State. I am currently working through trying to get those students that want to attend registered. So for the first time, we can have HOSA students attend state and compete. So I mentioned Miss Amnique. You see what she's done. Over the course of the 6 months, 7 months that I've been here, I've gone out on several occasions and solicited, cold called or whatever you want to say, just knocking on doors, trying to get local Lakeland/Bartlett area medical offices, facilities to partner with us. And I have some exciting news to share. I shared some of this the other night at prep night because it was a new breaking news. But Ortho South Bartlett, a really nice facility over by St. Francis Hospital. They've been generous enough and kind enough to allow our students to start doing rotations. Also, the Ortho South Physical Therapy, which is a separate building. I didn't know they were separated, but it's down the street there. They have also agreed to host students. So we're going to start probably towards the end of February, again, with a new teacher coming in. I kind of want to get her established first and get her set up for success, and then we'll probably start rolling this out. So really excited about that. Glad to see some of my work, hard work coming to fruition there with that. And we certainly want to add more. So if you guys hear of any medical facilities here in the area that are willing to partner with us, please just shoot them my information. All right. And I think that is it. I don't know how long I went, but Mr. Acton didn't give me the yank there. So.
I'm having a great time. It's a great presentation.
Yeah.
So does anybody have any questions? I hope that was, yes ma'am, I'm sorry.
I do. Well, first, thank you so much for coming because we do get some information. But the last thing I saw, I just asked Dr. Harrell, I was like, can we have a little more in depth? Because for us, this is very exciting because, of course, our first year having seniors and just seeing that this is what we got the first year is absolutely amazing. So first, thank you so much for everything you've been doing. And so I guess, number one, if you could, I guess through Dr. Hall, if you could just send us a list. I'd just like to see a list of all the businesses that hire our students because, especially just with us being board members, we, if we frequent those, we may want to, thank them because I know it can be a lot. And, some of these businesses have just done amazing work on behalf of our community and our students. And let's see. I guess my question too was, what types of businesses are you, or specialties are you looking for in the future? Your wish list of because I know I was talking to Mr. Sweeney at the prep night, and he was saying, they were hoping to get maybe some engineering type, kind of like we have with the architecture with Renaissance, type of opportunities. And so I was just kind of wondering what that would look like. What's your kind of wish list, and then also what are your thoughts about at some point expanding to juniors? What would that look like? So
to take your first question, as far as I guess what I'm looking for, my priority right now, I'll be honest, a lot of it's been geared towards the health science side, just because even though they're career practicum, they don't really have the school-based enterprise component like AV and STEM and Miss Elser's classes. So I'm really, my idea there is to get these kids out into the community, into these different medical facilities, and let them get exposure, get experience, make connections, network, all those things that will pay dividends down the road. So that's really been my top focus this year coming into this role. But certainly as we progress and as this thing continues to grow and evolve, absolutely. I mean, I'll have those conversations with our teachers because, Mr. Sweeney probably knows better than I do what businesses or what areas, and then I'll go do the knocking on the doors and, hey, here's my card, and, all that type of stuff. So certainly we do want to expand those things moving forward. And then I'm sorry, your second question was about juniors?
Yeah, just, I guess, you mentioned it. Just what are your thoughts about that, maybe in the future, what that looks like?
I'm going to let him off the hook on that one,
Okay.
just because that'll be a bigger conversation. I don't
Okay,
want him
fair
to,
enough.
yeah, I don't want him to wind up committing or to
Understand.
anything. Yeah, but I think you mentioned, and Dr. DeLoso's here, so she'd definitely be a part of that, and kind of working with Mr. Waddell at the high school and the counseling department, just making sure we understand the implications of it. But it's certainly something where I think I can speak. Sorry, I'm running the cameras too. I think I can speak for everybody. We certainly want to expand the program and make sure everybody's got all the opportunities that we can. We just have to make sure that we're weighing that against, giving everybody the same opportunities, I think, per year.
Any more questions? Ms. Burnett?
Yes, sir.
A quick comment, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
I was an advocate for us having this probably a lot sooner than I think Dr. Hoare was ready for it. And I'm just really excited about the work you're doing, happy to hear it's moving forward. I'm looking forward to hearing more about building more integrated EPSO pathways for those CTE students. And I know that's part of what the Perkins is looking for in that CLNA and that concentrator look. So just excited for the work you're doing and seeing more results in the future. Keep it up.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I will say real quick, one thing that I think we're doing a tremendous job with as few programs as we have, our 6 programs of study, is the ICs, the industry credentials that we are offering is tremendous. So I think we're doing great work there. We're still exploring dual opportunities, dual enrollment, and those things too. So thank you.
Excellent.
Any more discussion?
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I will say, as a parent of someone who is in the STEM program, it has been amazing. It has been, back when kids are in middle school, or what we experience in middle school STEM, it's way different than high school STEM. So we were like, kind of steered away from the STEM programs from middle school. But getting into high school and seeing what y'all have done with the program and then getting him engaged, it has been amazing. And it kind of has shaped his future as to where he's going and where he's launching from there. So I appreciate everything you're doing and what you're exposing them to, and what your team is doing too, to expose these kids to, because it's going to guide the next 40 to 60 years of their life. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Horrell, next item.
Thank you, Mr. Uhiron. We appreciate that very much. The next item under discussion action is resolution naming the school serving grades 5 through 8 on the campus of Lakeland Preparatory School.
This is the one everybody's been waiting for, I know. I'll make a motion to get this item on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Dr. Horrell, I'll let you launch this one off.
Okay, well, I think as everybody in the public knows at this point, the board has already taken the formal action of splitting the existing Lakeland Preparatory School into 2 schools, one that would serve our middle school students, which we define as grades 5 through 8, and one that would serve our high school students, serving grades 9 through 12. The operational thought is that the high school would retain the name Lakeland Preparatory School, and therefore the middle school grades that Ms. Martin will be leading starting July 1 would need its own name. So per the Lakeland School System Board of Education policy, we did include in our announcement about the creation of the 2 schools, we gave parents the opportunities to give feedback. I will say, although the board may wish that it had been, there was not an overwhelming consensus. There's a lot of different ideas, and I think most of the kind of direction. They were all very supportive, is just making sure that it is a distinct name. We obviously want to avoid confusion, but I do think the board would acknowledge it is a bit of a different situation because both schools are sharing an address. It is one building, it is one campus. So to my understanding with the individual board members, the challenge is to make sure that there is a distinctive name. We want clarity, we want separation, we want it to be clear to parents, to students, to the community, that they are two separate schools. We want to be able to easily, I think, identify what is it that those schools do in terms of educating high schoolers versus middle schoolers. To that end, we have a resolution with a blank in there. And the blank says, I won't read all the whereas clauses. Basically says there will be two schools. The board desires a new name for the school serving grades 5 through 8. We have solicited feedback that has been shared with the board. And then the resolution says, and this is posted to the website, therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education of the Lakeland School System that the new school serving grades 5 through 8 on the campus of Lakeland Preparatory School shall be called blank beginning in the 26-27 school year. So, board, unless you actually want the name to be blank, you've got a decision to make.
So I'll start with, I remember the discussion when we were even trying to come up with names for roads that surrounded Lakeland Preparatory School, like Campus Drive and what is it, Lions Ridge?
Lions Crest, Lions Ridge. Yeah.
So that was even a hard discussion. So all of these things, because they're there, they're permanent, and they're going to be etched for a very long time. So I do appreciate the thought that goes into all of this, and I don't think the public understands how much thought and pondering goes into making sure that what you're doing and what you're deciding on really has the meaning that you have behind it, and you're thinking of all the implications out there. So I just wanted to say that, is that there's a lot of thought that goes into this behind the scenes and mulling over these different ideas, and it has been that way, and I have appreciated this board's thoughtfulness through the years doing that and the implications that it could have long-term, and it does have long-term for our community. So I want to start by saying that.
Absolutely.
So I will turn it over to the board for discussion on this item. Since everybody's been so thoughtful to this point. Yes.
And I'm sorry if I'm missing it. Did y'all got this on the floor, right? Did you do a?
I made a motion and Jeremy made a second.
Okay, thank you. All right, good.
Yes.
All right.
So it is appropriate for discussion now.
I would like to propose that the name be Lakeland Middle School. And the reason that I put that one forward is because we have Lakeland Elementary and Lakeland Middle. And that would leave the Lakeland Preparatory School for the high school. I feel like even now there's already confusion when people do come to the campus and they're like, okay, this is a middle and high school. And if you look on Google Maps, it shows Lakeland Preparatory as like a middle school, and people just. Oh.
First, we need a motion and a second before we have a whole discussion.
Sorry.
On a name. So you're making a motion to name it Lakeland Middle School?
Yes.
Okay. Now is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Now, keep going. I'm sorry. I want to make sure it's appropriate.
Just to clarify, so, and I think technically what's happening is, and I think this is understood, it's an amendment to the resolution.
Yes, to the resolution. Apologies.
It has
Yes.
been made and seconded.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, now, keep going.
Okay.
My apologies. I just want to make sure we're in the appropriate space.
Thank you. And so, and I do want to acknowledge that if the name were to be Lakeland Middle School, that would, the beloved LP symbol would be for the high school. But I will say, while that might be a little disappointing for a few students or families, I know growing up in my public school, I remember being in elementary school and buying the ribbon for my high school team. And so it was always like looking forward to when you got to be the older kid at the high school. And so I do feel like if you've got that, LP pullover, you can still wear it in support, because we are all one school. And I've certainly seen elementary kids wearing things to support our high school. So that was.
Any discussion? Any more discussion on that?
I would like to make a separate name recommendation.
So you want to, so do we, gosh, 2 amendments, right? That's hard.
Making a motion to amend her amended.
Yeah, so we're making a motion to amend the amendment.
I will allow discussion to take place on her amendment, so it's properly vetted.
Okay. Any more discussion on Lakeland Middle, on the amendment?
So
you wanna
you
say
may have
that?
you recognized, yes, ma'am.
Yes, I think you want to talk, but I
So-
don't want to call on you if you don't.
Absolutely. So I like the idea of something close to Lakeland Middle School. I probably want to include something that doesn't lose the preparatory. So I say that to say I don't know that I would support Lakeland Middle School as the sole thing. I'd rather have something that has prep in it somehow, because I want to still have that. With you, I want to have something distinctly different, but I like the idea of preparatory being in the name somehow, or prep or preparatory. So I wouldn't be in favor of just Lakeland Middle School.
Any more discussion on the amendment? All right. Shall we go one by one, or you want to do it all together? On the amendment? All right.
Just clarifying, what are we voting for?
We're voting for the amendment to the, the resolution to say the name shall be Lakeland Middle School.
Can I just clarify?
Yeah.
If the vote is successful, then the resolution would be amended with the name Lakeland Middle School, and then there would be a separate vote to approve
The resolution.
If
Yes.
the vote is unsuccessful, then we would go back to the resolution with the blank.
Correct.
Yeah.
Everybody clear?
Just so
Yes.
I'm clear, so basically whatever it is, it would basically be 2 votes?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
just,
Yeah.
thank you.
Everybody clear? All right, all in favor of approving the amendment to the resolution to say Lakeland Middle School, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Opposed.
Opposed?
So the opposition has it, it is not approved, so we are now back on the main motion, which is a blank resolution. Is there an amendment to the resolution for another name in the blank?
I would like, Madam Chair, I'd like
Yes.
to make a recommendation for Lakeland Middle Preparatory School.
So you're making an amendment to it to be let me write it down, Lakeland Middle Preparatory School, an amendment.
Make sure I said it correctly.
Lakeland Middle Preparatory
Okay.
School. Yes. All right, I'll second that motion. All right, now, is there discussion on the amended resolution to the name of Lakeland Middle Preparatory School?
I'll just, if I may.
Yes.
The reason for this is I like the branding. I like the continuity of having LP from 5th grade on. I do agree with Ms. Childs that we will see the elementary kids show up to the games with Lakeland or LP. It's a pride factor, but from a branding standpoint, I like having the LP shown in our competitions, in our advertising. Growing up, I went to a smaller school, and all you saw was the name, and regardless of whether it was middle or high, you saw the name of the school. And that's a very common thing. So for me, for the branding, I like the continuity.
Go ahead, Mr. Burnett.
And just for clarification, this may be a question for Dr. Horrell. We're just setting the name, we're not setting branding. That'll be a whole separate task that occurs after us that won't even require board approval, right? So whatever, if Lakeland Middle Preparatory School is chosen, there'll be a group that does that work and then comes up with LMPS, whatever branding works.
Correct. We have historically brought branding to the board, arguably whether or not that's a board role, but we have, I do want to note that has been done. So I think if there was a brand new distinct logo, my instinct would be to bring it to the board. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, that would not, this would not determine that. Yeah.
But
more
at the
discussion?
same time, I agree with Mr. Acton. I like.
I'm glad you
the
clarified
branding.
that, though. Thank you.
I have a question
Yes,
about
Ms.
it.
Shaw.
But that's the original LMPS,
Yes.
but we really wouldn't have the LP we're used to seeing because it's not directly LP, it's LMPS, right?
That would be the abbreviation if you
Okay.
took the actual, certainly branding could be used however it
I was
was.
going to say, in my mind, it wouldn't preclude the use of the
Right.
LP. They're both to me, Lakeland Preparatory Schools, one is Lakeland Middle Preparatory School and the other is Lakeland Preparatory School. To me, it's an adjective distinct, I wouldn't object just from a branding standpoint to the middle school continuing to use LP. And if there was a different thought, I would need to know that, if that was going to be something that.
The school initials would be LMPS.
Yeah, if you were going to say the initials of the school, you would say LMPS.
Right.
Correct. But if a middle school jersey still had the LP on it, to me, that would still fit.
Any more, yes?
So that was going to be a point I was going to make as well, is that even though it's LMPS, the prep is the continuous, the continuity on the campus, and it is the original name of the school. And I know for all but one of us, there was one of us who was here when the school was originally named, and the entire campus, the idea at that point was to build the middle and the high school, and it was all going to be Lakeland Preparatory School. That was the original idea. And so I feel like the preparatory needs to be carried forward as a part of the entire campus, and that the middle qualifies which part we're talking about. So that I was also in favor of Lakeland Middle Preparatory School as well.
Any more discussion? All right, we'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So the ayes have it. So we have an amended resolution naming the school Lakeland Middle Preparatory School.
What do we
And now, so we're now back on the main resolution. Everybody with me? All right. All in favor of approving the resolution with the amendment, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. So the name of the school will be Lakeland Middle Preparatory School.
All right.
All right, Dr. Horrell, next item.
Let me say also thanks to each of the board members for taking that seriously. I know sometimes, so seriously, I know sometimes what the public can't see is the board has the opportunity to, share feedback individually with me. They don't talk to each other, but there certainly were a lot of questions about implications and a lot of thoughtfulness, I know, went into that. So it's another exciting step. All right, the next item is review of Policy Manual Section 5, first half.
Ms. Thomas.
No input now, right at this moment. I want to say again, thanks to the committee for always taking a look at these things, but right now we don't have any recommendations.
All right, Dr. Horrell, next item.
No further items on the agenda.
Are there any announcements?
I want to say,
Yes.
sorry, our cheerleaders have been down in Orlando, and they have once again represented our school and our community so well. And if they're listening, we're so proud of you all. And that's another case of Lakeland Prep going far and wide, and people recognizing us and having such great ambassadors out there as those girls and their sponsors and their families.
Thank you.
Any more announcements? I think there's a
School's out
Winterfest.
tomorrow.
Yeah, school's out tomorrow. Make that announcement. I'm sure y'all have already heard it. There's Winterfest on Saturday, right? The Winterfest dance, so that's a big deal for the high schoolers coming up. Isn't it Saturday? Is that the right date? Yes. There's a PTA auction date, save the date that's out there. I believe I've seen a save the date out there.
Wizard of Oz is this coming
There's a play
weekend.
coming up. Yes, there's a lot of exciting things. Even though school's been out, people have done a good job preparing and keeping things moving like you talked about at the beginning. So thank everybody for that. So I'll make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned.